the entire process was almost like it had been handmade, from, you know, the one-to-ones and going into the mastermind. So sure, I had no awareness of my values before. And I went into the mastermind and I was like, I'm so confident about what I vouch for, about what I believe in. This is so powerful to start this program like that. And then being able to rationalize the stuff that I believe in, and now being able to make, like, take action. It's the group. It's like we're all doing so many different things, and somehow we all struggle with the same. And how is that even possible? I mean, we're talking about like people that have been made redundant. We're talking about people that have been furloughed. We're talking about people that have been asked to work more. We're talking about other women that, you know, their teams were made, you know, were on furlough, and they had to cope with that on their own, with this incredible, like, harsh workload. You know, people moving to other countries because they couldn't stay. Like, it's ridiculous. We're all completely different. And like, we were able to share that. And it was like, damn, that's like, that's exactly that. Like, I'm going through the same. And I think it's the group support and the group ideas that were applicable. It was not just us throwing stuff into the mix that was not applicable. It was all of us sharing something that we could all do and we could all try. And then the week after, being able to share and be like, actually, I tried that. That didn't work very well for me. Do you have anything else? And like, and it's being so open about it. It's like, cool, didn't work. Any help? Kind of thing. So that was amazing. I would recommend this to, like, anyone that it's just wanting to rethink their career. And this might be rethinking not in a way of like, oh, I want to change my career. Just, you know, they're having a bit of a, you know, let me think about what I'm doing kind of thing. And this might be in a way of, this is what I want to do. You know, let me think how I'm going to continue doing this. Or it might be, actually, I'm not happy right now. So how can I change it? So, because I think it has that scope. It has the scope to just really make you reflect and learn new things, that regardless of the fact that you want to stay doing what you're doing, or you might want to change, it has the potential to support you in both paths. And I think that's why it was so valuable for me as well. It was literally the best thing ever. Honestly, I think if I had to pinpoint a moment during the entire, you know, all of these weeks, and if I had to kind of think about the most valuable thing, it was those conversations. It was having that day that we chose in the week and being able to be surrounded by like-minded people, so many different areas, but like-minded people where we could share the learnings. Or, you know, if we didn't have time to watch the videos, it was kind of like, I didn't have time. How can you tell me about what you've learned so I can learn from you? It was such an important moment every week. It was, for me, it was the most important moment every week. It was those group conversations. So I think we're being bombarded with information, especially now, which is all online. And you, at least I take it on board. I just like, yeah, no, I'm going to do that. I'm going to learn that. I'm going to get involved in that webinar, and I'm going to get involved in this. And then you don't really take the time to rationally think about it. So yeah, you get to do something, you get to emotionally kind of be like, okay, no, that was really nice. I really enjoyed that. And then it's kind of like, okay, but what are the steps that you're going to take after this? And for me, that was really important, because it was a process. It was kind of like, I'm learning something new, and then I'm applying it, and I'm rationally thinking about how I'm going to apply it. That was really, really important. I feel like there's a bit of a misconception about what coaching is. A little bit like sometimes there's a bit of a misconception about what therapy is, right? And I kind of explained that it's not therapy, and it's not like someone is going to tell you what to do. It's about you actively taking the time to learn something new and to take action. And for me, it has been a lot about that. It's been about also meeting a group of people that had the same mindset as I did and learning from them, which again, you might work with a certain group of people that work in the same area that you, and where you can share good practice and all of that. But I think the value in this was actually, we were all from different areas. We're all doing different things, but the glue was that we wanted the same thing, which was take action, improve something. And that, like, improve something doesn't need to be specifically on a career. It might be on our own perception of our career. And I think that was very, very important for me, and I think a lot of the other women that were in the program. Sometimes there's nothing wrong. It's just a way that you see and how you deal with that. And that's where, like, the issues with dealing with change come from. It's how we are approaching it. And I think that's how I would describe the program. It was a fantastic opportunity for me to understand how I'm coping with certain things, and how, you know, understanding what I can do to change some of the things. So we went through, you know, different things that we spoke about, not only about setting intentions or the energy management stuff. The feedback bit was very important for me as well. And I think, how do I put this in a really, like, not an awkward way? I think sometimes, you know, there are stuff that we know we don't know anything about, but there are other stuff that you kind of go like, no, I'm definitely good with this. It's fine. And, you know, I've mentioned this before. There was the energy management stuff. That was mind-blowing for me. That was absolutely mind-blowing, because I feel like I'm pretty good at time management. I am. I've always been. I'm productive. I know I know when I'm good at doing this, this, and that. And then we had that session, and I was like, what? And it was just mind-blowing, because someone literally just completely changed the way that I think about how I organize my day to day, which then is going to change how I organize my weeks and my months, and how I focus my energy, like, about everything in my life. So that was mind-blowing. That was one of those moments that I was like, and I've started implementing it already. So yeah, so that was mind-blowing. And then the feedback bit, which that one I knew I needed to change. And there was very specific things that we spoke about, and that I learned during the week, and then we managed to discuss with the group, which I think is the reflective bit that we usually don't take the time to talk about during the week, during our day-to-day lives. And speaking about something that was such a big issue for me, that still is, you know, it's a process, and I don't, you know, it's not something I can change in a day. But that was incredibly valuable for me, I think. On top of the energy management thing, the hot seat was basically, and I think it was really valuable when you're giving feedback, but then when you are put on the hot seat and you kind of hide yourself and you hear other people talking, until you are in that position, you do not realize the value that you're going to take from it. You do not realize until you are there. And it's kind of like hearing people talk about a situation that it's so personal to you. And it's kind of like, it's not like they're commenting on it. It's they are actively trying to support you in finding the best way to go through that situation. I'm even getting goosebumps talking about it. Like, honestly, that one was, oh, I was able to think about how I can be a better manager. And I know this is probably what everyone says, but I think it's so different to think about becoming a better manager and taking the steps to become a better manager. And I think that was exactly what I was able to do. It was before the program, I was thinking about becoming a better manager. During the program, I started taking the steps to becoming a better manager. And now that it's done, I'm implementing the actions that I said I was going to take. And I feel like that was the value of the program as well. It's that progress. And it doesn't have to be a one-day thing, but you do take the 6 weeks to be like, let's think about it and let's implement it. And that's what I've been doing. So I think for me, that's, as a manager, that was really important. I think in the beginning, and because, you know, I've done the individual coaching before, and it had been almost like reflection, and then I would work on it on my own, which for me was really, really valuable. When I started the program, I was a bit like, I don't think scared is the right word, but I was, and I don't think doubting, I think I was curious in trying to understand if it was going to work for me, because I've done the one-to-one. And the group work was always something that I was like, how is this, like, how am I going to be able to implement anything? Is it going to work for me? Am I not going to like it? Am I going to like it, but it's only going to be done during those 6 weeks and then I'm just going to drop it? And I think that was the thing that I didn't realize it was going to affect me that much. It was the fact that the continuity of it, and the fact that was some moments to it that was always the same. So like the hot seat, and you know, us actually having those workshops in common, and we being able to think rationally about it. I honestly, before I started, I was like, I don't think this, you know, I'm not sure if this is going to work for me, because I've done this individually. I take the time to think about it on my own, and that works for me. I'm not sure if the entire group thing is going to work. And then I was like, I wanted to get to Friday because I want to, you know, I want to talk with them about the energy management thing. And this was amazing. And I want to talk to them about the feedback, and I want to hear about the hot seat, and I want to hear what situations, you know, Laura has been going through, or, you know, and it's like, okay, I'm ready for Friday. Like there was like all of these aha moments, you know, again, with the hot seat and the energy management and the feedback. And when we put in the entire, when you kind of made us look into the kind of the plan that you had for the group, where like it was this little image where you had a little heart in the middle and we had all of our intentions and stuff. That was a really cool aha moment, making it so visual. But I would say that, you know, the group stuff, I think you kind of just say, oh yeah, we're going to have a group thing for 6 weeks. It's going to be cool. But then it's like, no, I'm really excited about the group thing. So yeah, so that was cool. That was really cool.
So what I've got for you now is a few quick fire questions. Okay, so we're going to go through these as quickly as you can.
Oh God. Okay.
Being part of this mastermind has meant
that I got to share with others stuff that I hadn't been able to share before.
I would describe my transformation as
incredibly valuable.
The biggest change I have experienced has been
in my approach to certain important things in my life and my career.
The 3 words I would use to describe this mastermind would be
fun, relevant, crucial.
The thing I learned about myself was
that I can be vulnerable.
The thing I learned about others was
that we can share a lot more than we thought we could. Because it was mind-blowing.
amazing.